Preseason does not matter. The preseason does not matter. The preseason does not matter. Avs lose to the Las Vegas Golden Knights 4-1. Right off the hop in this one, things got off to a bit of a slow and sloppy start. There weren't a whole lot of quality chances for both teams in the first 5 minutes. Unfortunately for the Avalanche, that sloppiness would continue out for the rest of the first period. Shortly after that 5-minute mark, the Avs make a mistake in the D zone and get punished. After a failed clearing attempt by Geertsen, the puck is sent back down in behind the net, where Tuck is going to corral it and then turn to go back towards the corner. As he heads there, he's going to start looking for a pass, and we can see Timmins is sticking with his man who's going behind the net. Bork is guarding up the boards play to the man at the point. Tony Nato has his man covered right here near the top of the circle, and Ty Lewis's man is up on the near side circle for him to cover. Unfortunately, he gets a little bit lost in the center of the zone, and the pass ends up going right through him, giving Hunt a day and a half to wind up and just blast one past Martin. Where there's smoke, there's fire. 40 seconds after the goal, Alex Kerfoot takes a slashing penalty. The refs are calling it a lot tighter this offseason, and it looks like they're not taking any guff either, as McKinnon got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty when he tried to argue it. So giving up a full 2-minute 5-on-3 shortly after you just gave up a goal, probably not wise. In fact, it doesn't even take them 30 seconds to get a goal on it. There's really not much to this one. Marchessault has the puck at the bottom of the far circle. He's going to skate up towards the face-off dot and just sort of flip one towards Martin. For whatever reason, Martin can't read it, and a softie makes it 2-0. So Martin's woes seem to continue from the rookie showcase. Granted, it was a 5-on-3, so there was a good chance they were going to score anyway, but you really would have liked to see Martin stop that one and get a little confidence going. But why stop at a fire? We're going for a full-blown inferno. A minute after giving up the second goal, Nieto takes a slashing penalty, and here we go again. Puck is on Heika's stick in the bottom of the far circle. Cowan is going to try and play the pass in front of Martin's crease here. Unfortunately, he's about as effective as Swiss cheese, and it's going to go right through him to Lindbergh, waiting patiently on the near side, and it's an easy tap-in. So not a great way to start the official preseason, giving up 3 goals in the first 8 minutes. And for the rest of the first, it really wasn't going to get that much better for the Avalanche. The Avs did get a power play of their own shortly after that, as the refs are calling it tight on everyone out there during the preseason. They didn't manage to score a goal, but they were at least generating a little bit. It was nice to watch after last season, but that wouldn't continue through the rest of the game for the most part. A little bit past the halfway mark of the first period, Geertsen gets into a fight. It was just a couple of punches before he quickly took him to the ground. Down 3-0, the type of player Geertsen is, it's unlikely we'll ever see him in an Avs uniform, but he does know exactly how he needs to play, and that's nice to see. The rest of the first was pretty muddled hockey. Neither team generated very many decent scoring chances. The Avs, while they kept up somewhat in possession, only got a total of 5 shots on goal in the period. Really want to see them kick that up quite a bit. With about a minute left in the period, Vegas takes that new penalty for being the second guy tossed out of the circle. That penalty is kind of stupid, by the way. It really slowed down the game tonight, and it seems to be doing so in a number of other games. But it happened. We didn't manage to score on it in the first, and we take it into the second period. In the second, we don't score on that minute of power play time, and then we also fail to score on a power play immediately following up that one. After that, we pretty much forget how to possess the puck. In fact, in the entire first half of the second period, we only attempted 4 shots and had a 5-minute stretch where we attempted 0. During that time, we saw all of the defensemen that are in that battle for the last few roster spots struggle. Siemens had multiple dangerous turnovers, and he was struggling with his puck handling. Milosh also had a few scary turnovers and wasn't really generating anything at all offensively or putting his big body to work. And Cowan just straight up looked too slow. Outside of EJ, who obviously looked a head above everyone as he should, you could argue that the Avs' second best defenseman in this game was Connor Timmins, which was nice to see because he had struggled during the rookie showcase and the earlier parts of the preseason for him, but tonight he looked solid in the defensive zone and was even jumping up into the offense and created a couple of good chances with some nice moves. Picking back up at the start of the second half of the second. Oh, the Avs took a penalty. Oh, the Avs took another penalty. So after another 6 minutes of zero-shot attempt hockey that works better than an Ambien pill, the Avs finally catch a break when the Golden Knights take a penalty and then on the ensuing face-off get dinged a second time for that second man thrown out on the face-off penalty. Now they get a 5-on-3 of their own for 2 minutes. And as it turns out, it actually is possible for the Avalanche to score on a 5-on-3. Kerfoot quarterbacking the power play is going to slide over to the far point and hit Johnson as he skates into the zone from out of frame. Johnson's going to do a good job throwing a shot and getting it on net. It's going to quickly bounce out. McKinnon, crashing on the far side from the rebound, does his best baseball impression and hits a grounder that just sneaks in. So it's good to see the few big names we had out there looking good, and Kerfoot quarterbacking the power play. Really, he had a bit of an up and down game tonight. I wouldn't say it was that great, but when he's in the offensive zone, you can see his vision at work. He's always looking to make that seam pass or thread a needle somewhere. It just wasn't quite working tonight, but he's pretty close and could still well compete for a roster spot. So now it's 3-on-1. The Avs fail to score on the ensuing 5-on-4 power play and get another power play chance almost immediately after, which they also fail to score on, and we take that 2-goal deficit into intermission. The possession metrics as a whole for the second period were absolutely atrocious. The Avs had just 6 shots on goal, and they even only attempted 10 shots across the whole period. A stark difference to the 26 attempts they gave up to Vegas. So the third period starts off with the third consecutive power play for the Avalanche, and now we start dipping into 2016-17 territory. They were struggling to even possess the puck in the offensive zone on this power play, and it was just not fun to watch. The first 10 minutes of the third was in large part a carryover of the second for the Avalanche. They were generating very little. They didn't have as long of stretches of no-shot attempts at all, but they were still coming few and far between. And on the other side, Vegas was starting to lock things down and not pushing the offense as much, so it made for some more boring hockey. Finally, at the 10-minute mark, the Avs get yet another power play chance. This time they do look much better. They're starting to generate chances. They just can't seem to put it in the back of the net. And it gives us our first ever preseason one of these. Start the post count. So from there, the Avs have a little bit of momentum, and they start their classic too little, too late possession push. They keep Vegas shotless for about 7 minutes while generating 10 or so of their own, but they can't manage to put it in the back of the net, and as usual, with less than 5 minutes to play, they get a dagger against them. A deflected shot comes right out to Jason Garrison, who makes a nice play to flip a pass past McKinnon up to Thomas Heika as the high man in the zone. From there, it's a race up the ice. McKinnon's speed gets him back into it, forcing it into a 2-on-1 for Heika, but Spencer Martin just can't seem to stop a big goal. From there, the rest of the game was pretty much just a formality, and the final score ends up being 4-1. It's tough to win when you end up playing one full period of hockey total. A few other important names to watch tonight were Soderberg and Nieto. Neither played particularly well by my eye, and Nieto struggled quite a bit, taking a couple of penalties. We'll see if they have their spots locked up, or if there might be a battle that starts happening there. That is the end of this preseason game review. Thank you for watching. The Avs play again on Thursday, September 21st. There will be no video feed as far as I have seen for that one. I'll do my best to either try to get down to the Pepsi Center or listen to the radio call to bring you a review on that one. I'm Rudo3, and we will win a game. Eventually.